What are we doing here today? Front brakes. What do we got? Acura MDX. Jack underneath. Jack stand underneath. Safety first. Get the wheel off. You need a few tools here. You need a 17mm socket, 3/8 ratchet to undo the two bolts that are here. Let me see if I get a better one. Right there, right there, right there. That one gets undone, that one gets undone. We'll pull the caliper off. Brake pads, of course, new ones. Going with ceramics on this one, ceramic pluses. I've got a C-clamp and my wire brush and some never sees. So we're going to flip this camera around real quickly here. Hopefully you can see exactly what's going on because I got the sun in a weird spot today. Anyway, let's get going. Pop this out. 17 mil. I've already loosened these off. I'm tightening it. It should be. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. There we go. I'm only wearing my one work glove here. What's going on? I'm going to get these out. We got two of them. 17 mil. There's one. Nice and clean. This vehicle's got 200,000 kilometers on it. This is the second set of brakes that I'm doing on this vehicle. I did one at approximately 100,000, and these ones here are about 10% remaining. I could have got another few months out of them, but there's a second one. But I'd rather do them now while it's nice and warm outside. Got my screwdriver in here and just pop my caliper forward. Normally, what I'll do is just give it a little tappity tap, 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 tap. Take your time here. Put your caliper up and out of the way so you're not having any pressure on your brake hose. Caliper's up here, okay? You could get a bungee cord, bungee it to your coil spring if you want to do that. I used to do that a lot, but this sits just nicely right here. There's our pads. Oh yeah. You can see what we got left on them. Not very much material. Smooth, no grooving, no nothing like that. Rotors look good. That is the outside pad. There's the inside pad. Now that one still has a lot of material left, but when you compare the two together, take a look. See how thin this outside one here is. We got new pads, so we're going to match them up. We will replace the springs, these little spring clips right here that come with the new set. We're going to pop these out. There we go, there's one. I always put them off to the side here and I just keep them there because I want to match them up, obviously, to the new ones that they give me. There's my bottom, there's my top one. Then I'm going to take my little wire brush right in front of me here. See a little bit of dust? Oh yeah. I always just like to get into the little spots. Just give them a little rub down. Back ones are a little tougher to get into, but they're clean. There's nothing corroded in there. Now, something else you want to check. You want to make sure that your sliders here, you see how easy that moved? See that? Try that again. See that? That should be fine. That's what you want. You want this thing to move. Those are your slider pins. You want to make sure that they're equal and being able to slide easily inside this caliper bracket. If they don't, pull them out, clean them, get some never sees, anti-seize, put some on there, use it up. Just making sure that everything's good there. There we go. That was pretty simple, wasn't it? Safety always. Jack stand and jack. We've got a whole parts kit here already. Okay, so next step, we got to get the piston to slide back into the caliper. So I use a giant C-clip. Just hook it up like this and just slowly roll it in. Oops, oops. Open that back up. I'm dreading not having my bungee cord here now. There we go. I've seen people use channel locks, you know, that kind of stuff, but I prefer just to use the C-clamp. Just get a little bit more even pressure on it, pushing that piston back in. You can try using your hand, but that ain't gonna work. Now the tough one, well, I won't say tough. The second one is on the inside. Right up there. That's the one. So you can see the difference. I've popped that in, I've popped that one. I'm going to do that one next here. And I do have the, oops, gotta open up my C-clamp. Move it up, be careful of your line. And as you can see, all I'm doing is just twisting it and pushing the piston back into spot. The other one's coming out a little bit. Oh yeah. I might have to get my second clip in here. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna go grab my second C-clamp, because this is a dual piston caliper. And I will hold this one and then push this one right back in. So here we go. We're gonna get that. Okay, so we've got our new clip and we've got our old clip. And I always just like to match them up. I have this one upside down. Yeah, there we go. Old clip, new clip. We're gonna pop that one into here, and then we'll do the bottom one as well. Always want to use the new hardware that you receive with your brake pads, your brake shoes, whatever you're doing. Springs, clips, all that type of stuff. Ooh, totally wrong. Yeah, hello. Pressure. They are literally, you gotta get them in there. Did you see that? That's what they do. They more or less click, snap into place. And they do give you a full bag of parts and with some extras that you will not be using with this kit, because these brake pads do fit other model years of vehicles. Let me just separate all that, because they do give you these things. Don't use them. You don't need to. Use what came out. Put back what you took out. Second one. And I dropped it. And my gloves are off. And then put my gloves back on. Move my camera a bit here. There, that's right. Right there. Right there. You can see how they fit into the caliper bracket is formed, and this anti-rattle clip also is formed to fit into. It's a nice fit. Works good. Yeah. Do the second one here. Pop, pop. Got my new brake pads, and I'll show you the difference here. Material wise, there's my new pad, of course. There's my old pad. These are the outside pads, And I'll turn them sideways here for you. You can see the difference in thickness. That's the metal outside, that's the metal outside. And you can just see how much more material is gone. So this one, they're gone. Now what some people do, and I have done it in the past, is I put a little bit of never seize, anti-seize, just where the brake pad, where this right there fits into there, and this one right there fits into there. Just so they, you know what, they slide around. They got some ease of movement. Oops, upside down. Bottom one in, top one in. That's it. Did you see that? You want to see it again? Sure. My little bit of never cease. I put it on there. I do it. Some people don't. Some people do. I do it. Just where that brake pad rides in. Some people say, well, it'll collect dust and dirt in there. Yeah, agreed it will. But I've always used it. How many times have I done brakes? This particular inside brake pad has this squealer tab here, and as you can see where it would contact your rotor, and if you hear that high squeaking noise when you're braking or driving, it's just a screech. You need brakes, because that right there is touching your rotor because your brake pads are worn down. So you need brakes. Bottom one in. Go up the side here. I can't see that close. I need my glasses on. I don't have my glasses on. Kind of fuzzy. There we go. I put the top one in first. Slide the bottom one in. 1, 2. 100%. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put the caliper back on. Careful, this thing's got some weight to it. Don't twist your brake hose. And one last thing here is that these things here, take a look at them. I'll bring the camera in closer. I'm going to take my gloves off. Take a look. Whoa. See how flat they are on this one side? I'll just give it a quick spin here. There we go. You can see it? Because those have to fit into the caliper correctly. Caliper has to, they gotta line up. They gotta line up with each other. Grab it, go down, pop it in, and I'll show you on this top one because you can really actually see it right here. Give me a second. Take a look at right there on the bracket or on the caliper. See that flat edge? And that flat edge on this floater pin has to fit to there, because then it won't spin. It won't undo. It's basically almost like a locking nut bolt thingy. I don't know what you call it. Sure. Bolt is nice and clean. I'm not going to put any never seize on it. This one, that's okay though. Got to kind of line this up. You got to move your caliper around a little bit. There you go. That one is started. Always start your, whatever you're putting in, any kind of a bolt, anything like that, or using a nut, putting a nut on, start it with your hand. You'll guarantee that you won't cross thread it. Okay? Now this one, yeah, I can lift it and move it. I'm gonna open this one up to the point of where it needs to be. Right there. Tighten that in by hand. Then you grab your 17 mil. I do not know the torque spec of these bolts off the top of my head, but you want to tighten them up. Shouldn't be using my hand as a hammer, but kind of done it all my life. Those are tight. The last tech tip when you're doing brakes, okay? Those brake pads are in, the two bolts are tight. We're gonna put the wheel back on. Before you go and drive this vehicle away, you're gonna start the vehicle and you are going to pump the brake pedal 4, 5, maybe even 8 times, because I've pushed the pistons back into the caliper, right? So there's space to get the caliper on, slides on nice and easy. Pump the brake pedal before you drive away. Don't put the vehicle in gear, leave it in park, start it up, pump that brake pedal until you get a good firm brake pedal. That's it, your front brakes are done. How easy was that? You can do it. What did this job cost me? 60 bucks in brake pads. There we go. Cheers. Thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, all that fun stuff. Got any questions on this? No, I didn't replace the rotors. These are original factory rotors. I've got no brake pulsation. I got no scarring, no grooving, no nothing like that. Everything looks good. I'm still going to run with them. Also, when you're using your new brake pads for the first 50 kilometers, take it easy on your brakes. Try not to do any emergency hard applications. Let them wear in a little bit. Anyway, give them 50 kilometers. So that's it. How was that? Don't forget to clean up your mess. Torque your wheel back on. I will be checking other things on here as well, as like my brake line, and it looked good. I'm going to check my strut to make sure that it is not leaking, and it's not. I'm going to look for any leaks down below here. There are none. Everything looks good. This vehicle here, 201,000 kilometers. There we go. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, look at that. This brought to you by Pro Max brake shoes. Hey. Oh, there we go. Shout out to Pro Max Ceramic Plus. There we go. Very last step. After you've started the vehicle, pump the brakes. I talked about that just in the last couple moments. What you need to do here is go and check your master cylinder, your reservoir, and make sure that your level is fine. And here we are roughly halfway between the max and the minimum. We are good. So check your brake fluid, last step, take your vehicle out for a ride, and you'll be good to go. So there you go. Cheers.